Well, hello there. This first chart is the natal chart. Look at the moon in 26 degrees Cancer. This moon is in its sign, but in a critical degree, and squares the sun. Look at the ascendant and the sun in the 10th house. So elevated and exalted. This is a beautiful chart. Can't get better than an exalted sun and dignified moon. The moon also trines Uranus, although retrograde in the 5th house. Uranus in Sagittarius is about team sports. However, Mars is retrograde in Scorpio in the 5th, but that's not bad because it is in its sign and trines the moon. Mercury is trining Jupiter. This person is a high achiever with good business acumen. What is the person's passion in life? Look at the 10th house. There's no doubt in this person's mind where exactly the passion lies. Sports. Why? Because Mars, the dispositor, is in the 5th house, confirming this. Mars, in its sign of Scorpio, can be ruthless and knows how to control, but that is what makes an athlete. Athletes must win. Athletics is about winning, just like the gladiators of ancient Rome. Their objective is to win. This is a person who needs to be out in the world, out and about. I said earlier that the moon is at a critical degree. The person's gut feeling registers strongly in a crisis mode because athletes have to fight to win. This is the makeup. Athletes don't sit on the laurels. They are alert and move fast. Now let's look at this person's relocation chart. The moon is in the 1st house and the sun has shifted positions, and Venus is now in the picture. The two planets are in Aries and the midheaven now is Pisces. Neptune is retrograde and Jupiter in its fall, although in the 7th house. However, by progression, I know that the Jupiter is now retrograde, so both Neptune and Jupiter are retrograde. Jupiter is the boss opposing the ascendant. This is the person's boss in opposition to the person. Now look at the ascendant and the moon in the 1st house. The moon is in a critical degree and squares the sun. Since they are both in enviously good positions, although in square, the person is in the dark about the career, the job, and the boss, and the company. With the sun square Jupiter retrograde and in fall, the relationship with the boss is not good. However, the sun is elevated over the boss's planets, so the person is exalted. That means the person is still in command of the role, but at odds with it, indicated by the moon square sun, both in the angles. So the person moves on, or at that time the person was eagerly and impatiently looking for a new job. Notice how the house cusps have shifted. The person is now dealing with a boss who is now an open enemy. What kind of boss is it? The boss is slow, older, traditional, sycophant, and too big for his britches. Always worried about his work and reputation. The boss is also a foreigner, as indicated by Jupiter, whose self-importance can be overtly arrogant. That is describing Jupiter in its fall, a fall from grace. What is good about this chart? Well, the malefics are out of the 4th house, the home. You can't tell this person or this type of person to wait until Venus goes direct, which would have been about 6 to 8 months or so. Why? Because both planets are cardinal and in square and in angles. They get defiant. So let's get to the end. The person impatiently accepts a new job and moves to another location that is not contributing to the promise of the chart, which is the path of passion. Sports. The new role is not sports. Had the person waited until Venus went direct, things would have been different. They may be uncomfortable and unhappy for a while, but patience is a virtue, so they say, especially when Venus is retrograde. After the person's departure, the team won its long-awaited first championship in its history. This is how I read relocation charts. If you would like to learn advanced astrology, feel free to contact me via email. I can do one-on-one training too. Okay, that's it for now.